Hi everybody, Kristen Hislop here, your race director for the Freihofer's Run for Women. I just wanted to talk, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about injuries and about whether or not it's an injury, whether or not you should be continuing on. We're going to have a couple guest speakers. We will do some Zoom calls that we'll get out to you either live, you'll be able to participate, or if you can't, you'll jump on email. But a lot of times when we're all together, people ask questions about, gee, this hurts, and how do I know if it's something I should follow up on or if it's not? So I am not a doctor. I do play one a lot, but I'm not I'm not a medical practitioner. So, that's always your best place to go. But I do strongly feel that the more educated you can be on your body and how your body feels, and the more you can communicate that, the better care you will always receive. So if you are just starting, you may feel things that you haven't felt before. And my feeling and how I kind of identify if this is something that I should worry about or not is, does it move? So if I get up in the morning and I get out of bed and, oh, my foot hurts, or, my knee is sore, or if I walk around and I get moving and I do, is it still that way? Is it something that's constant and always there? Or does it just kind of go away and then I don't notice it? But maybe in the next morning I wake up again and it's again a little stiff. If it's moving around and it's not sharp pain, I always think that's good. It's not to say we're going to ignore it, but it's to say that that's not an acute injury that we need to worry about right away. If, on the other hand, you are running and you step down and you can't take another step, and you step and it's just excruciating pain, then we need to get right away to a doctor. But muscle aches are very real, and you will have muscle aches going through this. And you may also have tendon and ligament feelings that you haven't felt before from stressing them. So what we want to be able to do is kind of work through those. So please always ask your mentors if you have questions about what you're feeling. The typical things that we see is a lot of plantar fasciitis, which is the plantar is a tendon that goes across the bottom of your foot, and it gets tight. And when you step out of bed in the morning, a lot of people will feel pain in their heel. So if you go to a podiatrist, they'll say, great, we're going to put you in a rise, with a lift under your heel, and that will alleviate some of the pressure off there, which is all good and well, but it's not fixing the problem. So what we want to do is fix the problem. One thing that's really great for fixing the problem is, let's get rid of some of the pain. So you can ice, you can roll it, and try and loosen it up. But one of the better even things to do is, let's work on strengthening it. So walking around, once you don't have pain, we can get that it loosened up a little bit and the inflammation away, is to work on strengthening. So one of the things we'll do a couple videos on is strengthening our feet. And so doing things where, you're balancing in bare feet and really strengthening those foot muscles. The other place, and because most of the impact of running is your feet and up to your knees, is shins and calves. So a lot of times we see that the plantar gets super tight because the calf muscle is super tight. So I can't really give you diagrams here. I'm going to do it here. So if we're tight here, that's pulling here because everything's connected. Remember how your mom said the ankle bone's connected to the foot bone? So it is. Everything's connected. So always think about that when something bothers you. It's not always that place that's bothering you that's the issue. We could be very tight here that's then causing pain here. So we tend to be weak in our lower legs. So doing some calf raises is always great. And then stretching. So you can roll, and we'll show you some of the stretches in the videos, but you can roll a roller along here on your calf and release that. The other place, so I'm going to pretend again, this is my foot and this is my leg, so is the shin. So the front of your leg is the other place that people will tend to feel pain. And if you let that go, it can go into shin splints, and shin splints are the precursor to a stress fracture, which is a precursor to a fracture. So, when we're dealing with the bones, let's not fool around. But again, it typically is because we're not strong enough. So you feel that, and there's tension on the tendons and ligaments, and everybody gets angry, and then you feel pain. So good things to do with that are, again, I'm going to use this, this is your foot, and you put a towel on the ground, and you're going to use your toes to scrunch a towel. So you're trying to move, and you'll notice when you do that, because even if I do that here, see how the muscles in the front of my arm are moving when I use my hands? Same thing. You use your toes, the front of the muscles in the front of your leg are going to get activated and start working. So if you do things like that, like use your toes and scrunch it back, it's actually going to strengthen all the muscles in the front of your leg. So kind of the two places that we typically see some aches and pains. And again, I want you to think about it, that if you feel something, it may not be that location that's the issue. So if you're talking to your mentor, or you want to send me an email about it, or when we're having our Zoom calls with the professionals, think about any injuries that you've had too, because if you've had a hip injury way back when, you could, in your right hip, you could feel that in your left foot now. So we want to kind of, the more information you can give a practitioner, obviously, the better. But we will try to help you identify these issues so that you can train through and not miss out on anything. So just think about, if it's something that goes away, if you can do some stretching and it feels better, then it's probably muscular and it's okay. If it's acute pain and you can't move on it, use it, then we need to get right to the doctor. So hopefully that helps a little bit on injury, and we will be providing you a lot more information on that coming up.